Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing my video game console collection video that you guys voted on in a poll I did, asking what kinds of videos you guys wanted to see me make in the near future. Actually, this video was tied with another video, the Zelda timeline rant, but I decided I wanted to do this one first, and then I'll do the Zelda timeline rant video probably tomorrow, though that's not a guarantee. But yeah, now I don't have every console that I have here, so I will be talking about some that I don't have a little bit later on, but basically I got most of the important ones here. So yeah, let's just get right into it. I think we should start off with the order of which I first got these consoles. So first off, this is one of the consoles I didn't have. I have an original 3DS somewhere around here, but my brother lost it like a very long time ago. I don't know where it is, but we do have a new Nintendo 3DS XL, whatever name it is, so long. But I'll talk about my experiences with the original 3DS and then talk about this new version. So with my original 3DS here, it was my first really console that got me into gaming. I did have a phone which was very big. That was the golden age of phone games, something like Cut the Rope, Angry Birds, and then of course I had a Wii U and even a Wii, but this is what really got me into gaming, the 3DS, which I talked about many times on the channel. My first game that I got was Mario Kart 7. I got it the same day as my 3DS for my birthday. Then my mom got me and my cousin 3DS, and for me I got Mario Kart 7, and then for me and my cousin we both got the Ninjago game, Ninjago Lego Battles or something. I don't know, it was for the DS, but yeah, I grew to love the 3DS. Eventually I got more games like 3D Land, the new Super Mario Bros. Games. Like, there's so many games, and I just loved using the 3DS. Basically, how would you would use a smartphone at the time? I would use it to take pictures a lot, draw. It was so magical, and I wish I still had my 3DS. Again, my brother lost it, but since we lost it, we actually were able to get another 3DS. This one is technically my brother's. This isn't mine, though I do use it quite a bit, at least in the past. In fact, I actually played through and 100%ed Yoshi's Woolly World on the 3DS here, and then I played like some smaller titles, but that was the main game I mostly played, Yoshi's Woolly World on the new Nintendo 3DS. And it was a great time, and now I'm playing through Yoshi's Woolly World. I started playing it again on the Wii U, and I think I prefer the Wii U just because of the graphics, but the 3DS version does have way more content, so, it's kind of like a pick your own poison, I guess, but, yeah, I wish I had my own version of the 3DS, because this is still technically my brother's, even though we do kind of share it, but they don't make them anymore, and it's so sad, man. And I just wish I could find my original 3DS, because I know that was like, it was the original model. It's not the best looking one, it's very small, but it still meant a lot to me, and I still used it a lot when I was younger, so, yeah, it's sad that I can't find it, but I mean, at least I have a 3DS still around, right? Okay, now before we get on to the Switch and the other consoles, I do want to say that I also do have I did have a Game Boy Advance, like the one that had the clamshell design, but I only played one game on it, and that was a Shrek game. I got it for my neighbor when I was really sick with pneumonia, when I was in the hospital like at 6 years old. It was a whole thing, and my neighbor, I was basically kind of friends with their kids, so my neighbor, she got me the Game Boy Advance, basically stole it from her son or whatever, who was younger than me, but So yeah, but like she gave it to me, and yeah, that was the only game I ever played on it. I really liked my Game Boy Advance. Once again, my brother lost it. I don't know where it is. I love my brother, obviously, but man, does he lose so much stuff, and it's just sad. But even then, there wouldn't be no other game for me to play besides that Shrek game. But I would just love to have it for preservation's sake, collector's sake, all that stuff. But yeah. Anyway, now let's talk about the Nintendo Switch. I love this bad boy a lot. The Switch is one of my favorite consoles of all time, and might be one of my favorite of all time. I'll talk about the PS5 and Xbox, which, by the way, I forgot to mention, I don't have the XO consoles here because they're really big. So I just have the controllers to represent the consoles for these two. But the Switch here, yeah, I love it a lot. I have so many memories of it. I've talked about my Switch experiences to length in a different video, but basically, to sum it up, I got the Switch in Christmas of 2017. I really wanted it. Throughout the rest of the year, I was like trying to do things like get giveaways, raise money to try to earn it myself, but I couldn't do it. So the best bet was just to wait for Christmas, and I actually did get it for Christmas, and it was the most magical time of the year. Probably one of the last magical times I had as like a kid, because it was just so crazy to play. The two games I got with it were Mario Odyssey and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and seeing those two games run on the Switch in handheld mode, because I could only play it in handheld mode for the first day I had it. I had to wait till the 26th, the day after Christmas, to like way later on in the day, to actually hook up the Switch to the TV. But seeing it run on a handheld was like mind-blowing. And even seeing it on a TV was mind-blowing, because you could take it from handheld to the TV and vice versa. And it was just so crazy. I've had so many good experiences with the Switch. I still think it still feels pretty new to me. I did sadly have issues with different versions of the Switch. Like, this isn't my original launch version of the Switch. This is the version 2. I did have the version 1 Switch, but I kept getting Joy-Con drift many different times. And then I also had a few Switch Lites, and those had many issues with the Joy-Con drift as well. It was just a whole lot of stuff. Bad luck all around for me. And like in the version 2 Switch, it works pretty well, though. As you can see, maybe, there is a little dent there. And that's because I accidentally dropped it recently. I dropped it out of the dock. Luckily, I have a screen protector, and it's only a very tiny bit there damaged. But because of the damage, or of me dropping it, for some reason, only when I'm playing on TV mode, did the Switch had it like screen tearing, only on this console, not on the PS5 or Xbox. There was some sort of screen tearing, and again, it was only on TV mode. When I played this in handheld mode, it wouldn't do that. Though I think I actually did fix it now. I was messing around with some settings on the TV. I tried to fix it by like resetting the Switch and unplugging it and all that stuff. But it didn't work. But I think I might have fixed it again with changing the settings on the TV itself. I played it for 2 hours and I didn't notice any screen tearing, so it might be good, maybe. I'm not sure though. I'm hoping at least. But again, either way, it's not that big of a deal. It's a little bit annoying, but it's not the fault of the Switch. It's like just because I'm an idiot and like dropped it. But yeah. Even still, the Switch is so amazing. Recently, like over the past year, I started playing it in handheld mode again, because after the first year of playing it, of getting the Switch, I played it a lot in handheld mode. But after that, I didn't really play it that much in handheld mode. But I recently started to get back into it, and it's just still magical. In fact, in my humble opinion, I don't really think we need a Switch 2 like at the moment. Like I really do think we could wait till like 2027 till we get another Switch. I know lots of people disagree with me and all that stuff, but I really think Nintendo could do it. Will they do it? Probably not. We will probably see the Switch 2 come out in like 2025. There was like rumors that it would come out this year. Though I kind of always suspected a early 2025 release date personally. But I think Nintendo, if they really wanted to, could wait till the 2027, full 10 years for the Switch, till they release the Switch 2. But that's just me. But overall, I still have lots of great experiences with the Switch. But I do gotta admit, it was kind of sad to just play only Switch, while these other consoles like the PS5 and Xbox were out. So that's why I decided to get rid of basically all my Switch games, trade them into GameStop so I could afford the PS5 and Xbox. And yeah. This is where we get to the PS5. This was the first console that I had that wasn't a Nintendo console. I did experience an Xbox 360 when I was really young with my cousin, but that was only for one Call of Duty game, and that was it. But this was the first console I've ever owned as that was not a Nintendo console, and it was so mind-blowing because the PS5 looked so futuristic. Also, I apologize, it's like raining right now. I don't know if you could hear that right now, but anyway, I'll try to ignore it. Hopefully you guys can too. But uh yeah, but like everything was so futuristic, and the thing I love most about the PS5 was the goddamn trophies. The trophies are mind-blowing. I love the trophies so much. I wish Nintendo had a trophy slash achievement system, and I will talk about that with the Xbox soon. But yeah, I just love the trophies, man. And I know there's some people that hate on trophies because, oh, they add extra content to the game, but like it's like really like most of the time it's like, oh, do 1,000 super dashes, or I don't know, that's just an example. You just have to do basically a trivial amount of stuff to get a trophy. But here's the thing, guys, you don't need to do the trophies. One, you could just ignore them, or two, I believe with both of these consoles you could even turn off the notifications for trophies, so you can just pretend they don't exist. Having them on is just an option. So I don't know why I see some people saying, oh, I'm glad the Switch doesn't have trophies, thank God. I'm like, you guys know that that's an optional thing, right? I really don't like it when Switch games, because you see there's like multi-plat releases that have trophies. With Switch games, they either don't have them, or sometimes within the games themselves they have achievements only for that game. Something like Luigi's Mansion 3, that's not a multi-platform game obviously, but it does have its own kind of achievements thing. The Mega Man games have like an achievement thing within the game itself for the Switch, but I don't really like that personally. It just, one, there's like no real reward for doing it, besides for doing it within the game, unlike with trophies or achievements where you get something out of it. With Microsoft, you get points to, you could eventually buy stuff. Same goes for the PlayStation, though on a lesser degree, I believe. But that's just me personally. But overall, yeah, I'm happy I have a PS5. Finally, it was the first console I got actually with my own money, and first non-Nintendo console, and it allowed me to experience a bunch of different games I either never would have had the chance to, or just it would have just taken a lot of time for me to get them on Switch. For example, I played through most of the Life is Strange games as of now. I still need to finish Life is Strange True Colors Wavelengths DLC, whatever, the bonus episode. But technically all the Life is Strange games are on Switch, though obviously the ports are not the best, but they're all available for PS Plus Premium, which I do have. I do have that subscription along with Game Pass, and these subscriptions are amazing. I still think I prefer PS Plus Premium personally, though I will talk about the Xbox Game Pass and how I've grown to really like it as well. But yeah, I'm happy with this console, and it allowed me to play games, Life is Strange, Spider-Man, I'm so happy about that. But yeah. Now, last but not least, except not really last, I'll mention another console that I have. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. But technically, really, the last one that I have here in my hands is the Xbox Series S. That's the console I have. I do not have a Series X, and that's because I didn't really feel the need to, because all Microsoft first-party games that I cared about are on Game Pass, which I wouldn't buy it physically, and I do have a disc version of the PS5, so I'm all good there if I want to get something physically. But yeah, with the Xbox, I'm gonna be honest. When I did get it, we had to scrabble a lot to get the remaining $50 or $100. We still needed a little bit more money, even though I traded in basically all my Switch games. And we were so close to getting the Series S, but I just we were scrapped on cash. Luckily, we were able to find it just in time. But I'm gonna be honest. I started to feel like we kind of made a mistake getting this console. I like playing some of the games on here, especially stuff like Hi-Fi Rush. That was crazy, and that's one of the best Microsoft games that you can have. But most of the other Microsoft games, like Halo, like Starfield, I just honestly don't like them at all. I like some of the Microsoft games. Again, I love Hi-Fi Rush, and I liked decently enough Forza Motorsport and Gears of War, but that was basically it. I didn't really care about them as much, besides Hi-Fi Rush. So I honestly felt kind of disappointed with the Xbox. But then I started to get some of the Sonic games because they're available through backwards compatibility, something like Sonic Unleashed, which already started to make me like it more. And Game Pass in itself was neat, though again, I still prefer PS Plus. But then this all changed when Persona 3 Reload came to Game Pass, which it was just amazing. So now Xbox becoming my least played console probably became my most played console, at least for quite a bit. I haven't even finished Persona 3 Reload. I am almost done with it though, but I've been playing that game so much, and it's all thanks to Game Pass. I didn't have to buy it for $70, and it's crazy to me. And what's even crazier is just the fact that the expansion pass, the one that contains episode I guess or whatever that comes out in September, that's included for free for Game Pass. It's one of the perks available. So even if you don't have Game Pass anymore, you will keep that DLC forever. You'll lose the game eventually, probably when the year is up, that they probably sign a year to have it on Game Pass, but you'll keep the DLC, which is really cool, very nice, yeah, I'm just so happy that Sega and Microsoft seem to be working together, and yeah, I'm happy with the amount of Persona stuff on the Xbox. I wish they still kept Persona 5 Royal, Persona 4 Golden, because if they kept Persona 5 Royal especially, I wouldn't feel the need to have to pick it back up on the Switch. You see, what happened was that I did have Persona 5 Royal on the Switch physically. I sold it to even afford the Xbox because I knew it was available on Game Pass. I played it a bit on Game Pass, but then they removed it, and that was sad. So I had to buy Persona 5 Royal again on the Switch. It was like $30, but still. But I would have loved it to be on Game Pass still. But you know what? That's fine by me. At least it was cheap on the Switch, and overall they did have it for a year. I was a little bit too late, so yeah, that's fine. But yeah. thanks to Persona 3 Reload, it made the Xbox, one of my favorite consoles. Just because, and like the Microsoft brand, just because of how their relationship is with Sega, Atlas, and doing all these things. I'm still surprised with not just Persona 3 Reload, which is a banger on Game Pass, and it's still so good to play it for free. I know for free, some people are like, oh, it's a subscription. It's basically free, no additional cost besides the Game Pass itself. You guys know what we mean, okay? We know it's not free, but like, come on. Anyway, but you can play it basically for free, but they also did that for the expansive pass, which is so great. You don't have to pay it for $100 on the PS5, for example, or it's probably going to be the same price when it comes out to the Switch 2, because that's what rumors say, that Persona 3 Reload will come to Switch 2. Even though I do think Persona 3 Reload could run on the Switch pretty well. I don't know why some people are saying it wouldn't. I think it could. Maybe not super easily, but I think it very well could and run decently well. So, I don't know, but people are weird. But, yeah, that's almost it. Though there is one console I forgot to mention, and that being the SNES Classic Edition, where I don't have it here with me, and that's because I couldn't find it. I think it's in my garage somewhere. I was planning to sell it, but currently I still have it, and I didn't really use it that much personally. I played a little bit of A Link to the Past and Mega Man X on there, but besides those games, I didn't really care about the SNES Classic because all the SNES games were available on the Switch. It basically came out around the same time as when I got the SNES Classic. They were also available on the Wii U that I could buy individually, which, yeah, I'm cheap. I'm a poor boy, but I could still have the option to get them there. So, yeah, I really saw no use for it that much. But my brother, he got more use out of it. He played it a decent bit more than me. And now we really don't, just because it's available on Switch. All the SNES games basically that were there. So yeah. But yeah, guys, I think that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. Now, like I said, I did have to sell a lot of my physical Switch games, but I also sold some other stuff to even afford, like the PS5 and Xbox, for example. Like I had the Game & Watch systems, the Mario and Zelda editions last year. I had to get rid of those, which I honestly was fine with, especially with the Mario one. The Zelda one was a little bit weird at first, but now that they have Game Boy games on the Switch Online service, I'm fine with it. But yeah, and then I also had a Wii. Oh my god, guys, I almost forgot the Wii U, which is kind of sad because I actually am a big fan of the Wii U. I just started mentioning the Wii, and then I just remembered, oh my god, I forgot the Wii U. So I forgot about to talk about this, but real quick about the Wii, I did have a Wii. Didn't play it that much besides with Mario Kart and New Super Mario Bros, but that was basically it. My brother eventually took over and he even modded it. So yeah, but then we decided to sell it to get some extra money to afford the PS5 and Xbox. But yeah, the Wii U, I forgot. I feel so bad. You could say, oh, understandable, the Wii U, but like, I'm a big fan of the Wii U. You see, this was like, even though the 3DS was what got me into gaming, the Wii U, as soon as the 3DS got me into gaming, the Wii U really did become my primary console to play besides the 3DS, even more than the 3DS. I really liked the gamepad personally. I loved a lot of the games that were available. I didn't play that many besides Mario Maker and the new Super Mario Bros. Games, but I still played, those games quite a bit, and they were all magical. But even though I didn't have some games like Mario Kart 8 or Splatoon, I was always fascinated by them and I wanted to get them for this console. I just have lots of good memories with it. And even now I still do use it quite a bit, that's why it's so sad and so stupid of me to forget. almost forget to mention it. But yeah, started using it a way more after they announced that the eShops were closing down. So I would buy virtual console games, from the Wii, from the other systems, the DS, and it was so crazy to play these games for the first time on the Wii U. Like, something like Mario Galaxy 2, which I never had. I had Mario Galaxy 1, but not 2. And it was just so nice to be able to play it on this console. But sadly, as the eShop was coming to a close, it was only like a month away, I decided the best thing to do was actually mod my Wii U, which is something I didn't think I could do because I am very stupid. I am not very smart. So I got the help of my brother who modded the Wii. And then we worked together to try to mod the Wii U. It took a while. It took a couple of hours, some trial and error, but we were able to mod the Wii U, and I am so happy about that because now I could just download all the games I want for free. Don't tell Nintendo. And I could even play, some mod stuff that isn't available on here. Like, if I really wanted to, I could play like Xenogears, which I do want to play at some point. But I could play it on the Wii U. I don't think I want to play on the Wii U just because of the gamepad, which I still love. But I do admit I do prefer a regular controller, something like the Switch Pro controller, the PS5 controller, Xbox controller, all that stuff. Even, honestly, maybe even the Joy-Cons. But yeah, still, this is cool that I modded it, and now it has way more use to me. And it does mean a lot to me. I don't play it as much still. I play all these other 3 consoles way more. But I still occasionally play the Wii U, just to play stuff like, Donkey Kong Country Returns, the other Wii Virtual Console games. So, yeah, now that is it. There is no other consoles I have. I swear to God. Jesus Christ, I almost forgot. I am so sorry, Wii U. I love you. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, tomorrow, probably I'll do the Zelda Timeline Rant video, which I'm excited for. Oh, I can't wait for some of you guys to be real mad. But, yeah, that's it. Like, subscribe, play some Xenoblade, and I'll catch you guys next time for more. Peace. Bye, everyone.